Ivo Robotnik, a character synonymous with villainy in the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, presents a fascinating psychological profile in Sonic the Hedgehog 3. His evolution into a villain is not driven by an inherent desire for chaos or destruction, but rather by the circumstances of his upbringing, or more accurately, the lack of it. Ivo's story in the movie clearly suggests that he is a product of nurture rather than nature. His tragic childhood, characterized by neglect, loneliness, and lack of affection, plays a pivotal role in shaping his worldview and pushing him down the path of villainy. If Ivo had been raised in an environment where love, guidance, and care were provided, his trajectory could have been vastly different. The movie's portrayal of his relationship with his grandfather, Professor Gerald Robotnik, and his actions throughout the movie proves this. From the start, it is evident that Ivo's character is not innately evil.
I have no parents, no aunts, no uncles. Family you abandoned, betrayed. Undesirable to all possible genders. My darlings.
You ever wonder what your life would have been like if you had a family? Maybe you wouldn't have gone full supervillain.
In fact, the film introduces a more nuanced side to his personality, suggesting that his malevolence stems from emotional scars rather than a natural predisposition toward cruelty. He spent his childhood alone, without the nurturing influence of caring parents or any semblance of a supportive family. This isolation had a profound impact on his psyche, creating a deep bitterness and a profound sense of abandonment. The key to understanding Ivo's complex motivations lies in the way he interacts with his grandfather, Gerald Robotnik. Despite years of neglect, Ivo's discovery that Gerald is alive and his reunion with him allows us to see the emotional depth beneath his villainous exterior. The scene where Ivo and Gerald spend time together in Ivo's simulation of his perfect day reveals Ivo's yearning for a childhood he never had, a childhood filled with love, attention, and emotional connection.
My grandfather? Oh, Grampy Poo. Where have you been? My entire life! Come on, kiddo.
For Ivo, these moments with his grandfather are a chance to experience the nurturing bond he was deprived of growing up. This desire to connect with Gerald on a deeper level exposes Ivo's inherent vulnerability and shows that he is not inherently evil. Instead, he is a man who has been shaped by the emotional neglect he experienced as a child. Ivo's actions in the film further demonstrate that his villainy is not innate, but learned. In the final moments of the movie, he makes the ultimate sacrifice by helping to stop the Eclipse cannon. This act of selflessness illustrates that Ivo is not beyond redemption. It highlights that, deep down, he does not truly want to destroy the world. Rather, he is driven by the pain of a childhood he never had. Despite all of Ivo's misguided actions, he died a hero. His willingness to make a sacrifice at the end of the film speaks volumes about his inner conflict and his longing to do right, even if he has lost his way.
The Eclipse cannon is about to turn this planet into a flaming pile of rubble. All your life you've been rejected by this world. No one who cares about you. We have each other. You'll know Maria. The reactor core is overloading. It's only a matter of time before it blows. If I can't rule the world, I might as well save it!
It is in these moments that we see that Ivo's villainous behavior was not a result of some inherent evil nature, but rather the result of years of emotional neglect, a lack of proper nurturing, and the overwhelming pain of loss. Had Ivo been raised in a loving environment with caring parents or a nurturing figure like Gerald pretended to be, his life might have taken a completely different turn. Rather than becoming a villain or a criminal, Ivo could have been a force for good, someone who used his intelligence and abilities for the betterment of the world rather than its destruction.
We can't annihilate the Earth!
Ivo, what are you doing?
Porting your evil plan!
We gotta stop that laser!
I knew there was something I was forgetting.
This is our last chance to do the right thing.
Shadow and Robotnik, they sacrificed themselves to save everyone.
Ivo Robotnik's transformation into a villain is a direct consequence of his lack of nurturing and the emotional void in his childhood. His actions throughout Sonic the Hedgehog 3 demonstrate that, although he is capable of immense evil, he is also deeply human, shaped by the pain and abandonment he experienced early in life. His ultimate sacrifice at the movie's conclusion reveals that he was not born evil, but rather was a victim of his circumstances. If Ivo had known love and care as a child, he would have been a very different person. Ivo's story serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of nurture and how the absence of love and guidance can shape a person's destiny in unexpected and tragic ways. If he had a loving childhood, then Ivo could have used his immense intellect and technology for the good of the world, but he did not. And that is the greatest tragedy of all.
You ever wonder what your life would have been like if you had a family? Maybe you wouldn't have gone full supervillain.